So today we have moved on to the next unit, that is C.V. Raman, the Pride of India. So let's discuss. On the busy Baobazar street in Calcutta, there was an old building. It was the headquarters of the Indian Association for Cultivation of Science. In December, on a fine evening in 1927, there was much excitement in one of its laboratories. Chandrasekhar Venkat Raman was showing a visitor some of his instruments when a young man, K.S. Krishnan, rushed in and announced, "Professor Compton has won the Nobel Prize." So this situation, the situation which is we are talking about, has happened in Calcutta. So where did it happen? On the busy Baobazar street. So in the busy Baobazar street in Calcutta, there was an old building. So there was a very old building. It was the headquarters of the Indian Association for Cultivation of Science. So that building was the headquarters for Indian Association of Cultivation and Science. Okay. In December, on a fine evening in 1927, there was much excitement in one of its laboratories. So in December, what happened in 1927? The situation what we are discussing here, it happened in 1927. So there was much excitement in one of its laboratories. So in one of its laboratories, there was an excitement. So let's see what is that excitement. Excitement is nothing but it's a great feeling. Okay. Chandrasekhar Venkat Raman. So C.V. Raman's full name is Chandrasekhar Venkat Raman. He was showing a visitor some of his instruments when a young man, K.S. Krishnan, rushed in. So he fastly came into the laboratory and he was telling, "Professor Compton has won the Nobel Prize." So this Krishnan fastly ran into the laboratory and he told, "Professor Compton has won the Nobel Prize." Raman was equally delighted. Delighted is nothing but very happy. Raman was equally delighted, he said. "Excellent news," he said, smiling at the visitor. And then he was lost in thought. So he smiled at the visitor and said, "It's an excellent news." So he was very happy for listening that news. At the visitor, he said, smiling at the visitor. Then he was lost in thought. Then he was thinking, what do you mean by lost in thought? See here, giving all your attention to something so that you do not notice what is happening. So you are giving attention to something, one particular thing, and you don't bother about what is happening around you. You will also be thinking when your friend or your mom comes and calls you, then you will come into this world. Right? The same way he lost in thought and he was thinking. What was he thinking? Let's see. "But look here, Krishnan," he said, turning to the young man. "If this Compton effect is true of X-rays, it must be true of light too. So if this Compton effect, Professor Compton won the Nobel Prize, right? So if this Compton effect is true for X-rays, then it is true for light also," he said. So a few years earlier, A.H. Compton had shown that the nature of X-rays changes when passed through matter. The change was dependent on the kind of matter. This effect was called the Compton effect. A few years earlier, so this situation happened in 1927, right? So a few years before that, what happened? Let's see. A.H. Compton showed that the nature of X-rays changes when passed through matter. When X-rays are passed through a medium, when X-rays are passed through matter, what happens? The nature of X-rays are changing. The nature of X-rays are changing. The change was dependent on the kind of matter. So the change was dependent on the kind of matter. So if I am putting a wall, a brick, and I am passing the X-rays, the change is different. When I am putting when I keep a metal board, metal strip, when I pass the X-rays, the nature is different. So the nature of X-rays depends on the matter it is passed through. Okay, let's move on. This effect was called the Compton effect. So this effect was called Compton effect. Could light also change its nature when passed through a transparent medium? That was the question that Raman asked himself for 5 years. He had been doing research in optics, the science of light. What is optics? It is the science of light. No sophisticated equipment was available in his laboratory, but Raman was confident that he could find the answer with some modifications in his equipment. So, Sir C.V. Raman, could light also change its nature when passed through a medium, transparent medium? So, he was thinking at that time. So, this story happened before 1927. Okay. So, he was thinking, what was he thinking? So, will nature of light also change when passed through a transparent medium? That was the question that Raman asked himself. So, he was thinking that, so if I pass a light through a transparent medium, what do you mean by transparent medium? Your glass is a transparent medium. Your glass window is a transparent medium. Okay, which you can see through. Right? So, for 5 years he had been doing research in optics, the science of light. So, he has been doing research in optics, the science of light. So, there was no sophisticated equipment. Sophisticated equipment means the equipment which is required to do a particular activity. Okay, sophisticated means comfortable equipment. And but Raman was confident. But Raman was very confident that he could find an answer with modifications in his equipment. So he thought, I was confident, and he was thinking that I can find a solution for this equipment. For this light also. With the modifications, I will make some slight modifications in this equipment, and then I will find out what is this. I'll find out whether light also changes its nature when passed through a medium. 4 months later, on March 16th, 1928, Raman announced his discovery of new radiation, describing the behavior of a beam of light passing through a liquid chemical to an assembly of scientists at Bangalore, now called Bengaluru. So 4 months after this happened, so when did Compton got Nobel Prize? In December 1927. So when did Raman explain his light theory? In March 16th, on March 16, 1928, he announced his discovery of new radiation. So what was the radiation? Describing the behavior of a beam of light passing through a liquid chemical. So to whom was he describing all this, explaining all this? To an assembly of scientists at Bangalore, now called as Bengaluru. So now it is called Bengaluru. In those days it was called Bangalore. The world hailed the discovery as the Raman effect. So that discovery was hailed. Hailed is nothing but praised. You can see. So see here, transparent means allowing you to see through it. Sophisticated is nothing but advanced and capable. Equipment, the things that are needed for a particular activity. Modification is nothing but changes. Red letter day is nothing but an important day. And world hailed the discovery as the Raman effect. So the discovery was praised as Raman effect. For scientific research in his country, it was a red letter day. So in this country, in those days, it was a red letter day. What do you mean by red letter day? Red letter day is nothing but a very important day. His discovery caught the attention of the world. With equipment worth hardly rupees 200 and limited facilities, Raman was able to make a discovery which won him the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1930. His discovery caught the attention of the world. Everyone praised Raman for his discovery. Everyone were attentive and everyone came to know that there is one person called Raman and he discovered a new effect called Raman effect. With the equipment worth hardly rupees 200 and limited facilities. So he had equipment of worth hardly rupees 200 and there were very limited facilities. Raman was able to make a discovery which won him the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1930. So in 1930 he won Nobel Prize. Now let's see about the childhood of Raman. Raman was born on November 7th, 1888 at Tiruchirappalli in Tamil Nadu. His father was a physics teacher in a college. He was a brilliant student right from the start. When Raman passed his matriculation, his parents were keen to send him abroad for higher studies. But on medical grounds, a British surgeon advised them against it. And Raman stayed in the country to do MA course at Presidency College in Madras. So Raman was born. So when was he born? He was born on November 7th, 1888 at Tiruchirappalli. He was born at Tiruchirappalli in Tamil Nadu. His father was a physics teacher in a college. So in a college, his father was working as a physics teacher. So Raman was a very brilliant student. Very brilliant student and he was a very bright student from the start. When Raman passed his matriculation, his parents were keen to send him abroad for higher studies. So when he completed his 10th standard. So in those days matriculation is nothing but 10th standard. So when he completed his 10th standard, his parents thought of sending him to foreign countries. Abroad is nothing but foreign countries. But on medical grounds, a British surgeon. So one British doctor. Surgeon means a doctor who is trained to perform surgery. So doctor who is trained to perform surgery is called surgeon. So a British doctor, surgeon advised his parents not to send Raman outside because he had some medical issues. Okay. And he stayed in the country and completed his medical MA course at Presidency College in Madras, now called Chennai. So in olden days, Presidency College was very famous college. Now also it's famous. Okay. So he did his MA in Madras Presidency College. Science had already made an impression on him and he began to write research papers for science journals. He was only 19. He became a member of the Indian Association for Cultivation of Science. Meanwhile, respecting his parents' wishes, he took up an administrative job in the finance ministry in Calcutta. His interest in science, however, did not flag. He used to spend his hours after office in the lab of the association, working throughout the night. So science had already made an impression on him and he began to write research papers for science journals. So science had already made an impression. So he was very much interested in science and he began to write research papers. So he started writing research papers on science journals. So on science journals he started writing research papers. When he was only 19, he became a member of the Indian Association for Cultivation of Science. So when he was only 19, what is the age of 19? What do you do? Maybe most probably it will be your degree. Right? It will be your degree. By 10th you will be 15, intermediate 17 and by 19 you will be in your degree first year or second year. So science had already made an impression on him and he began to write research papers for science journals. So he had very much interest in science and he began to write research papers for science journals. When he was only 19, he became a member of Indian Association of Cultivation of Science. Meanwhile, respecting his parents' wishes, he took up an administrative the finance ministry in Calcutta. So he took up an administrative job in finance ministry in Calcutta because his parents wants to do him MA and they wanted to do him a job. His interest in science, however, did not flag. So a flag is nothing but coming down. Here in this situation, coming down. Okay. Did I write? Yes. Decline or become less. It is nothing but decline or become less. Okay. So it did not decline or it did not become less. He used to spend his after office hours. What he was doing, he was working in his laboratory. In his youth, Raman was mainly interested in acoustics, the science of sound. So what is optics? Optics is nothing but science of light, whereas acoustics is the science of sound. He studied how stringed instruments like the violin and the sitar could produce harmonious music. So he studied. What did he study? How these stringed instruments. What are stringed instruments? The instruments which are working with strings. Any musical instrument with strings are called stringed instruments. Okay. His interest in science, however, did not flag. So he studied on stringed instruments like violin, sitar, and all these. Okay, all which could produce harmonious sounds. He was elected to the Royal Society of London in 1924, and the British government made him a Knight of the British Empire in 1929. It was a high honor for any great scientist. So he was elected to the Royal Society of London in 1924 and the British government made him a Knight of the British Empire in 1929. So it was a great respect for any great scientist. What do you mean by Knight? A man of high social rank or a person with a title. Okay, of high social rank people are called Knights. His advice to any scientist was to look at the world around them and not to confine themselves to their laboratories. The essence of science, he said, is independent thinking and hard work, not equipment. So the essence of science is independent thinking and hard work, but not equipment. C.V. Raman was the first Indian scholar who studied only in India and received the Nobel Prize. He was the first Asian and the first non-white to win such a great award in science. He passed away in 1970 on November 21st. But his memories are with us. February 28th, the day on which he discovered the Raman effect, is celebrated as National Science Day to commemorate his remarkable achievement in science. Okay, so C.V. Raman was the first Indian scholar who studied completely in India and who received Nobel Prize. Okay, and he was the first Asian and first non-white to win the award. So he was the first Asian and he was the first non-white. So in those days there was differentiation between whites and non-whites. We were used to be called as blacks. Okay, so he was the first non-white person who got the Nobel Prize. He passed away in 1970 on November 21st. But his memories are with us. So he died on November 21st, 1970. But all his memories are with us. And February 28th, on the day which he discovered Raman effect, was called as National Science Day to commemorate, to remember his remarkable achievement in science. So did you all understand this lesson? If yes, let's move on to the question answers. Okay. Now moving on to the question answers. The first question is, why was Raman happy when he learned that Professor Compton had won the Nobel Prize? A.H. Compton had shown that the nature of X-rays changes when passed through matter. His theory was approved and he won the Nobel Prize for the theory. Sir C.V. Raman also wanted to prove that light also can change its nature when passed through a transparent medium. So on hearing this news, Raman was very happy and he felt that his assumptions about light got support and were not baseless. So he was very happy, and when he heard that Professor Compton won the Nobel Prize. What does the Compton effect tell us? Compton effect tells us that the nature of X-rays changes when passed through matter. So the nature of X-rays changes when passed through matter. The change will also depend upon the matter also. The subject, the kind of matter which is passed through it. What was Raman's advice to the young scientist? What was his advice? His advice is nothing but the essence of science is not in the laboratories. You have to look around the world. The essence of science is nothing but not in the laboratories, it's in the hard work. The essence of science lies in the hard work, not in the equipment. Which paragraph tells us about the in-health of C.V. Raman? So, which paragraph? Almost 7th paragraph, I guess. Yes. 7th paragraph tells us about that Raman was not feeling well. Why? Where a British surgeon asked Raman's parents not to send Raman to abroad because of his medical conditions, right? On medical grounds. What was the challenging situation when Raman started his experiment on light? What was the challenging situation? The challenging situation was that there was no proper equipment, no sophisticated equipment. The equipment was costing almost approximately 200 rupees. He started working on his equipment of worth rupees 200 only. What was the unseen force working behind Raman for reaching great heights? What was the unseen force? Raman's dedication, hard work were the unseen forces. What is Raman effect? What is Raman effect? The nature of light changes when passed through a matter, right? Through a transparent medium, sorry. The nature of light changes when passed through a transparent medium. So it is his discovery of new radiation. If A.H. Compton had not discovered the Compton effect, do you think Raman would have discovered the Raman effect? Give your answers. If A.H. Compton would not have discovered Compton effect, do you think Raman would have discovered Raman effect? I think yes. Right. A.H. Compton had not discovered the Compton effect. Raman would have discovered. If A.H. Compton would not have discovered also, Raman would have discovered. Already he was working on the same project. But he got more confidence when he learned that Compton got Nobel Prize for his Compton effect, right? In what way was Raman different from other scientists? List them and justify your answer. So, in what way was Raman different from all other scientists? Raman did not confine himself to the laboratory. He did not stick himself to the laboratory. And he believed that essence of science lies in not in the laboratory, it lies in or equipment, it lies in the hard work, right? If you were a scientist, what would you like to invent or discover? If I were a scientist, I would like to find a cure for cancer, which is a dreadful disease, right? Now, so thank you for listening. So if you like my video, give it a big thumbs up. And if you are new to my channel, click on the subscribe button. Thank you for listening. And if you want more videos, any other videos apart from lessons like grammar and all that, you can reach me.